This is episode 2 of memory training. Episode 2 of memory training. Let's begin. First thing we're going to start with, easy. Let's do colors. You need to repeat at least 2 times every time I tell you a color. So let's start. Here is the color pink. Say it with me, pink. Say it loud, pink. This is the color pink. This is the color orange. Say orange. Say orange with me, orange. This is the color yellow. Say it with me, yellow. This is the color purple. Say purple, purple. This is the color green. Say it with me, green, green. And this is the color blue. Say blue. Now, we're going to do a couple things. This is how you spell pink. P-I-N-K. Pink. This is also written in the color pink. This isn't the color, but this is black. Dark as it gets. Black is actually the absence of color. This is red. This is blue. This is green. So now we have pink, like a girl's color. Also, if you want to think about pink, think Barbie. Black. Well, black like outer space. Black like the asphalt in the driveway. Black, dark. B-L-A-C-K. Black. Black. Say it with me. Red. Say red. R-E-D. Red. Red like the color of your blood that's inside your body. Red like the color of your blood. Or red like leaves in autumn when they fall from the ground. Blue like the sky. The sky is blue. Say it with me. Blue. B-L-U-E. Blue. Green like the grass. Walking along the grass. G-R-E-E-N. Green. Those are the colors. Pink, black, red, blue, green. There's also purple, orange, pink, yellow. Yellow like the sun. Y-E-L-L-O-W. We're going to do some events. We're going to start with the basics. You were born in 1957. Shortly before that, in the 1940s, the Great World War II happened. In 1939, Hitler invaded Poland and started what would be known as World War II. Soon after that, you have the Allied forces coming in right around 1944, about 5 years later, and winning the war for Europe. Now, at the time, we had defeated Hitler, and then we had to go to Japan to defeat Japan. Now, your father, William, flew in the Air Force, and he fought in Japan. He fought at the Battle of Guadalcanal. So, those were the 1940s. In the 1950s, you have what's known as the Cold War, which was just kind of an time, an era of espionage and all kinds of secrets and stuff like that. In the 60s, most notably, you have the Beatles in the 1960s. This is after you were born. So you were a child in the 1960s growing up. You just starting out, got to hear the Beatles, some other big bands at that time. And in the late 60s, started Vietnam, the war in Vietnam. That was a big war too. So soon after that, you were jumping into the 70s, a time where the 60s were more of a free time of like hippies and all kinds of stuff like that was going on, Woodstock, stuff like that. And then in the 70s, you start going into Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and all those bands. And in the 80s, not a heck of a lot happened either. You had Ronald Reagan as president and Jimmy Carter. As we're getting into the 90s, you had Bill Clinton as president from 1992 to the year 2000. And Bill Clinton was involved in the big scandal, the Monica Lewinsky scandal. And you also had the Persian Gulf War and all kinds of other stuff in the 90s. There was a lot going on. Now in the year 2001 was a big year. And that date that I'm talking about is 9/11. 9/11, 2001 was a big day. It was when the terrorists attacked the country. They flew planes into the Twin Towers, into the World Trade Towers in New York City. That was a big day. And that marked the start of the Iraq War. And that was going on for a long time, even up until last year. So, George W. Bush was president at the time. George W. Bush was president from 2000 until 2008. Shortly after that, Barack Obama, say it with me, Barack Obama became president. In 2008, he became president, and he was also president for 8 years. Each president can be president for 4 years, and then they have to be reelected. They can only serve 2 terms, 2 4-year terms, which is a total of 8 years. Barack Obama became president in 2008, and in 2016, Donald Trump became president. And he was president until 2020. He only served 1 year as president. And soon after that, Joseph Biden became the new president of the United States of America. Now, let's do a little bit of geography. We live in the state of Illinois. That's the state. Say it with me, Illinois. We live in Illinois. State. We live in the town called Plainfield. We live in the town Plainfield in the state of Illinois. We live in the county Will County. And in Downers Grove, we used to live in DuPage County. That's Illinois. Now, there's 7 continents on the planet. You're going to say them with me. Let's do this. The first continent, the continent that we are on, North America. The second continent that is just south of us is South America. So far we're at North America, say it, North America and South America. These are called continents. Continents. There are 7 of them on this planet, and inside of the continents are countries, territories, however you want to call it. So there's North America and South America. There's Africa. Europe. So say it with me, Africa and Europe. And then there's Australia. Antarctica. And last but not least, Asia. North America has the United States of America and Canada inside of it. South America is where countries like Brazil, Argentina, and the like are located. In Africa, you have Egypt and the Congo and Zaire and all these other countries located in Africa. Europe, you should be the most familiar with, has London and Paris and Italy and Poland and just all kinds of Switzerland, and that's Europe. Now, as soon as we get to Australia, we think of Sydney, Australia. Antarctica is the one continent with no life. It's basically a big ice cap at the southern pole. And then finally, Asia. Asia has countries like China and Japan. So those are the 7 continents: North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Australia, Antarctica, and Asia. Now, we are held to this earth by a force known as gravity. Gravity is something that holds us all to the earth. There's other types of forces too. And you used to be able to tell me them, and now you can't. But there's the force of electricity. There's electric force, and then there's also the force of magnetism. There's magnetic forces. Now, gravity is actually one of the weakest forces. And so gravity holds us all. Gravity holds us down to this earth. And we live in the solar system. And if you want to try and follow along, there's the sun. Now, what is the sun? Is the sun a planet or a star? Is it a planet or a star? The sun. The sun is a star. The sun's in the center, and all the planets circle around the sun like this. Now, there are 9 planets, or 10, however you want to say it, because Pluto was considered a planet. But starting at the center, which is the sun, which is a star, we have Mercury. Then we have Venus. Say this with me. Mercury. Venus. Now, this is the big planet. This is Earth. This is the planet that we live on. Planet Earth. Then Mars. The biggest planet in the solar system. Jupiter. Say it with me. Jupiter. And then the second biggest planet, Saturn. And then we have Uranus, Neptune. Say Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Those are very important. You need to learn the solar system. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. The most important planet would be this one, Earth. The planet that we live on. So the sun is a star, and the planets rotate around the star. Now, what you want to think about next is time. So, as the sun rotates around the earth, time passes. And how much time passes? Well, let's say this. There are days, there are months, there are seconds, there are hours. There's all kinds of measurements of time. And as we measure time, we're going to start with the biggest. So we're going to go into years. So years, there are approximately 365 days in 1 year. Say this with me. 365 days in 1 year. 365 days in 1 year. Now, within a year are months. And there are, on average, about 30 days in each month. Now, in 1 year, there's approximately 12 months. Now, in the 12 months equals 1 year, we start with the beginning month, the month that we're in right now, the month of January. January. Next, February. Next, March. April. May. June. July. August. September. October. November. And December. We're going to break away from time for a second and go through some important moments in this. January marks the start of a new year. Right now is the year 2024. 2024. Say it with me. It's the year 2024. January marks the new year. February is Eileen's birthday, your daughter's. Eileen's birthday is in February. Also in February is Valentine's Day. March, we have St. Patty's Day. April, we have my birthday. April 12th was my birthday. May, we have really not a lot going on in May. June, we have the start of summer.
Bailey's birthday is in May.
Yeah, like he cares. In July, we have the 4th of July. What's the 4th of July? That's the day that the United States of America became the United States of America in the Revolutionary War in the 1700s. August is your birthday. August 4th. September, it marks the beginning of fall. October, think Halloween. Trick-or-treating. November, we think of Thanksgiving. And I'm out of room. And as we go down to the bottom, we hit December. And in December, we think Christmas and New Year's. So we have January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and finally December, with a few notable things in each month. So, now, we're going to go back into time. So, just like there are 12 months in 1 year, and 365 days in a year, there's exactly 24 hours in 1 day. There's 24 hours in 1 day. So do that what you will with it, and we're going to move on. Let's go into numbers and math. So numbers are just as important as words and writing and the alphabet. We're going to start by just doing the basics. We're going to count to 10 and do it with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next up, we're going to go through the big numbers. So you start with the number 1. Say it with me. Here we go. Ready? 1. Then we're going to go into 100. This is 100. Then we're going to go into 1,000. Say it with me. 1,000. That's 3 zeros. Then we're going to go into 10,000. That's 4 zeros. Then we're going to go into 100,000. Then we're going to go into the big number, 1 million. That's 1 and 6 zeros. Then, shortly after a million comes 1 billion with a B, billion. That is 9 zeros. And finally, we have 1 trillion, which has 12 zeros. This is what 1 trillion looks like. This is a trillion. There are many different kinds of math. We're going to start with the most basic. There's adding numbers to numbers. So we're going to go 6 plus 7. 6 plus 7. Well, let's do 6 and add 7 to 6. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And what I did was I added 7 to 6 7 times. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's addition. Tell me what 2 plus 2 is. And you better be able to answer it. 2 plus 2 equals 4. If you know what 2 plus 2 is, you better know what 1 plus 1 is. 1 plus 1 equals 2. The next part is subtraction. So that's taking away numbers. So we're going to go 10 minus 5. 10 take away 5. So we're going to subtract 5 digits from 10. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're taking away 5 from 10. 10 minus 5. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 minus 5 equals 5. The next part we have is multiplication. Multiplication goes something like this. 2 times 2. 2 times 2 equals 4. all we're doing is adding the numbers together, but we're doing it like this. So 3 times 2. We're saying, what's 3 and 3 together? Because there's 2 of them. 6. That's multiplication. The last part is division. So in division, we have, let's do 24 divided by 6. So how many times does 6 go into 24? Well, it goes into 24, 6, 12, 18, 24. It goes into 24 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That's division. The last thing that you want to know with math is fractions. So we have 0. Let's start with 0. We're going to go into a quarter, which you should think of coins, quarter, 1/4, then 1/2, and finally 1. 1/2, and then 3/4, and then finally 1. So that's like saying a quarter, that's a $50, that's 3/4, and finally the full whole number 1. That's math. Next thing we're going to do is the alphabet. We're going to practice words. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. But the most important thing we're going to do right now is just go through the alphabet. A, B, say it with me, C, D, E, F, G, H. Let's stop there. A, think of apple. A, apple. B, think of boy. B, boy. C, think of cat. C, cat. D, think of dog. D, dog. E, think of elephant. E, elephant. F, think of fox. F, fox. G, think of giraffe. G, giraffe. And H, think of hippo. H, hippo. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now we're at I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. I, think of igloo. I. J, think of Jack. J. K, think of Klusak. K. L, think of llama. L. M, think of monkey. M. N, think of the word nice. N. O, think of the word outfield. O, or out. P, think of the word push. P. Then we have Q and R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Q, think of the word queen. R, think of the word red. S, think of the word shoot. T, think of the word try. U, think of the word umbrella. V, think of the word very. W, think of the word white. X, think of the word x-ray. Y, think of the word U. And Z, think of the word zebra. These are the letters of the alphabet. There's 26 of them to be exact, and they form all the words that we know. 26 letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now, If you wanted to spell your name,